This is Lance and Roar, the voice of the fans, and this is the League of Ireland Review Match Day 25. David Dunn here, joined by Conor McAvoy, and you're very welcome to another edition of the League of Ireland Review. Now, before we get started, a couple of things. First of all, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Please like the channel as well. If you wouldn't mind, head over to our Facebook, Instagram, and our Twitter account. That would be absolutely lovely. You can also head over to lansdowneroad.ie, and it's lansdowneroad.ie. Plus, speaking of plus, Lansdowne Roar Plus. Conor, tell them about Lansdowne Roar Plus. Go on.
Take it away. Gee, didn't even ask how I was first. But yeah, Lansdowne
I don't care.
We're our new, for our members who join, who are passionate fans of the channel that like listen to us talk nonsense. We launched Lansdowne Roar Plus last Friday, which has been going very well so far, which we thank everyone who has signed up to Lansdowne Roar Plus. And yeah, so we're dropping our content extra. Yourself and Martin with your Raw Retros, which there'll be another one out this week, our State of Player Global Football podcast, our extra content, which will be in general, with a few interviews and stuff that will be coming out, not that we've the exclusive stuff, and we'll have member only streams, so it's a great way of getting fans involved. And even if you have a story to tell, or if something you're very passionate about in terms of Irish football that you'd want to speak about, we'll let you come onto a show and speak about it. And also for anyone that joins Dave, in the first month before the 31st of August, we are doing a giveaway of an Evan Ferguson jersey. So all it is it's $4.99 for a month, and you're entered in a raffle of a jersey that's actually, it's €120. So you get an Evan Ferguson. I know in that photo it's just the home one, but if you win the raffle, you can decide whether you want that one or you want that lovely white one that they release as well. And you've obviously with Ferguson, and it's of your choice. So yeah, so if you join by the 31st of August, we're going to announce on the 1st of September, which will actually be our transfer deadline day stream, while at the same time, so it'll be an exciting stream and someone will win that. So it's even if you've no interest in seeing extra content of us, but you'd like the opportunity to win a jersey, just sign up and then you can cancel it at the end of the month. It's not like you're on a 12-month contract. You can cancel it anytime.
Absolutely, and it's $4.99 wherever you are. So if you're in the UK, like Conor, it's £4.99. Or if you're in the Republic of Ireland, where I currently am now, as you can see, I'm doing a bit of renovation work. It is €4.99. So yeah, sign up. Why not? It's a bit of crack, and also, it is a great way to support the channel. And no, we're not putting the regular stuff behind the paywall. That's where you're watching League of Ireland on the regular YouTube. All the stuff that's on the regular YouTube channel will remain on that, except for Raw Retro. That was a freebie.
And if there's anyone anyway that's having problems signing up or into it, or is trying to do it and they can't, just give us a text and we'll be able to help you out.
Exactly. Just message and we'll send you the link, just like that. Right. Conor, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. No peer pressure there. No, I'm good. Enjoyed our stream last night. It was good to talk nonsense again. Another mad week of League of Ireland action at home and in Europe. So that's
there if you want to watch it.
Oh, I thought you were accidentally clicked that. But yeah, that's from last night. It's obviously on all our channels. But yeah, it's a big week in relation to Irish football with the League of Ireland and Europe. The title race it's kind of over now, but like the relegation race is picking up, the European races are picking up, and then we've lads returning who are playing abroad at the weekend, which will be very exciting as well.
Absolutely. It's a fantastic week of action as always with the League of Ireland. Of course, we're going to sample a bit of League of Ireland, Conor, aren't we? I am. I'm going to go to two games on the Thursday. I'm going to Pats Besiktas. Haven't been to a Pats game in years. Cannot wait. My local team up the road. One section up the road, and then going out to Tala, where they're playing in the other section up the road. So not a million miles away from that. And then, of course, on Friday, Conor, we're going to go and watch Bray Wanderers, your favorite club in the world. Bray Wanderers. I know you love that. You get such a great time off at Bray Wanderers, don't you, Conor? You love that place. They love you. Love you.
The players like me. The fans like me.
The players like you.
The fans like me.
Certain members of the club don't like you, but
certain members of the club don't like anyone. Just hateful towards everyone. But anyway, yeah, we're going to go to Bray against Cove on Friday, which will be a great game. Two teams going for the title, and I think whoever maybe wins that game will make it between probably head to head between themselves and Dundalk to win the title. And Bray probably saved their title hopes last night with their 98th minute equaliser against Finn Harps from 2-0 down to 2-all. Has ended up being a very good result, considering when they were coming from, even though they would have wanted to win the game. But yeah, it'll be a great game on Friday night. And actually, I'm really looking forward to going to the Carlisle grounds. And I don't know if I've ever actually been in Bray, and everyone says Bray is a lovely little town, and that Carlisle grounds is nice. So it'll be nice to go somewhere, experience somewhere different, because I've never been out of Monaghan and all that.
No, he hasn't. Bray, yep. If you're from Dublin and you're a certain age, or a certain vintage, shall we say? Yep, Bray used to be a great day out on the train, on the Dart, straight out there. The Dublin area rapid transport, going to Wicklow. Anyway, work that one out. Yeah, no, can't wait. If you see us, say hello. Yep, looking forward. Never been to the Carlisle grounds. I've gone past it many times, walked past it, gone past it on the train. So this would be fantastic to check out. I'm really cannot wait for that. Right, let's get into it. Let's have a quick look at the results. Then we'll talk about the games. Then we'll show you the standings and then fixtures. So first up, Cork City 1-0 winners over Galway United. Of course, that was on Friday. Bohemians losing 1-0 home to Drogheda. I mean, that is a massive blow to the Gypsies' title hopes there. Then, of course, on Saturday, you had Sligo Rovers losing 2-0 to champions, defending champions, not for long. Shelburne at home there. And then, of course, Waterford getting done over by the Super Saints on Sunday, 2-0. And Shamrock Rovers doing the business over Derry City, 2-0 at home. I mean, which probably really just puts them in the driving seat, really, doesn't it, for the League of Ireland. So the first game we're going to talk about here, what does Google say?
Cork, I think it was.
Cork and Galway, 1-0 winners, Cork City. Joshua Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, it was some finish.
1-0 win. Yeah.
Great goal. Galway are falling apart. I don't like saying it, but they are falling apart. They haven't really kicked on at all since they were doing well at the start of the season, and then Moses Dyer leaving has just gone to sent them back even further. And I don't even think that if Moses Dyer would have stayed, they would be in that much better position at the moment, because I think they would have naturally just started to struggle because they just haven't improved from where they were at. And yeah, bad result. But I think it's a great result for the league, if you get me, that Cork didn't just lose again and just sink themselves even further. And especially we spoke about Sligo losing. With Sligo losing, that means they gain a few points in them, and Galway as well, who are completely in this relegation battle with them, not to forget. So yeah, I think it's a good result for the league as such. I was watching the Drogheda and Bows match on Friday night, so I didn't really see any of the Cork 100 little bits and just highlights and stuff. But I did see Mr. Irish Football Blog, who's usually quite negative about every single player involved with Cork, saying that all 11 players were credit, basically. I think what he said on Friday night, that they gave everything for the shirt, which was a big thing that was needed for that Cork team, because it seemed like they were quite disinterested from a group of players for a while. And even if they don't stay up, I do think we need at least a relegation battle, because we're not going to have a title race at this stage. So we need a relegation battle, which is badly, and it's good for the league as a whole.
Yeah, no, massive 6-pointer there for the Rebel County. Next one up, what was it? It was Bows and Drogheda. Bows slipping up. I mean, they were on a real charge a few weeks ago. Terrible start, fantastic middle bit, and hopefully. So I'll be getting hate text over this. Hopefully, it won't be a poor ending to it. But yeah, Josh Thomas, 86-minute late winner there for Drogheda. Massive dent in Bows' title hopes there now. Puts them 10 points behind the league leaders. Spoiler alert. That was one that the Bows really needed to win. They've slipped up over the last few weeks, haven't they? They've only won one in the last 5, and they've drawn 1-1, drawn 3, and they've lost 1 as well. So it's really poor form here from Bows, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not to diminish Drogheda. It was more Drogheda just don't do well. I know Vinnie Perth described what they play as puke football, but it's hard to disagree with what they do when it's so effective. Like, what they're doing is probably the most effective playing style in the league for what they do. It's mad that it continues to just work every game, and I know it might be quite frustrating for some fans to watch, or opposition fans, probably more important, because they're seeing their team dominate possession and they just can't break them down. But yeah, Drogheda were probably what they'd done. They just done so well, and the goal they got and the assist from Conor Keeley was absolutely top class, and he was man of the match again, and he was absolutely outstanding. I think he's set himself on pace to make the team of the season. At this stage, I thought he was absolutely brilliant at the back, and he suits that Drogheda team perfectly with his ability in the air and his ability to lead from the back and making last gap tackles to save goals. So yeah, Drogheda really are. They just don't seem to slow down. We all thought they didn't remember you predicted they'd finish last, and you were so certain on it. You were very certain they were finishing last. And in fairness, a lot of people thought they were going to finish last or thought they were going to be in a relegation battle. And we all thought maybe after 10 games, this will phase out. They'll stop winning matches. They'll stop doing well. Especially when they got kicked out of Europe, we thought that's the last thing they need. It'll just ruin the players' confidence, and they'll start. But they're just not getting. They're not getting any worse. And it's a group of players that love the club to play for. They love their manager, and they play for their manager week in, week out, and they firmly believe in what his play style is. And I think Bowes just had just no end product at the weekend. They struggled. I know Douglas James Taylor was missing their big signing from Drogheda in the summer, and they just seemed to struggle without him up front. And yeah, even though as good as Bowes luck at times and Dawson Devoy controls every game, they did lack that bit of killer instinct on Friday night. But these things can happen in football. Like, I know people are like, oh yeah, they're effed because they didn't score in one game. I think it's just relax. I think they'll still finish top three. I do think is very likely. But yeah, it's a good result for Drogs. Bowes title race is over.
Yeah, I mean, Drogheda getting ourselves right back up there. No, I don't think the title race, to be fair, but you know, in that top three position there, because yeah, they're only 1 point now. I mean, massive slip up there by Bohemians. Next one we're going to talk about Sligo Rovers slipping up at home. I wouldn't say slip up really. Against Shelbourne, Alistair Coote and Sean Boyd with the goals there. Shelbourne seem to be on a bit of an upward trajectory under the new man. They've won 2 in a row now. They're unbeaten in 4, which is excellent for them, I suppose. And they're slowly starting to close the gap on the top 4 there. Spoiler alert, they are on 5th. So Shels 2-0. Sligo, disappointed with that. Sligo, they were making ground. It was an opportunity to maybe get to 8th. Well, maybe not. Just looking at the goal difference there, but you know, definitely touching distance of 8. But Sligo, that's their first loss for a while. But they'll be disappointed. But Shels look to be back in form.
Yeah, it was a very good game. Obviously, every game that involves Sligo usually is a good game because of how good a football they play, and they kind of encourage that end-to-end style, which it was, and it didn't really feel like a 2-0 to Shels type of game. Both teams had chances, and just Shels were more clinical. Ali Coote's goal was top class. He seems to be scoring a lot of very good goals at the moment, and then Sean Boyd's goal, John Martin. The individual brilliance for that goal to nutmeg the defender and go past dummy another and then lay it off to Sean Boyd was top class. So yeah, the 2 goals they got were 2 excellent goals. Sligo will be disappointing to drop points. I don't think it's the end of the world for them. They had to drop points eventually. And when you play the reigning champions, it's never going to be easy. And Sligo, as you said, Shels are on an upward trajectory here. They're doing very well. I do think they'll end up finishing top 4. And with the players they brought in, and Bang made his debut the weekend, and so did Sean Moore, and Jack Henry Francis still has to come into the team. And I just see Shels kicking on, and they've a lot of depth in their squad, and we'll get on and we'll talk about their European matches this week and their draw. But there's a lot for them to be positive towards. I do think it's reflecting now on the pitch, and I think Joey Bryan has all the players in the right mindset, and they could have easily dropped off when Duff left. They've just improved really since, and yeah, so it was a very good result for Shels, who look to be building something now again.
Do you know what? Yeah, it's going to go one of 2 ways. Really, it was going to be either they drop off. Oh my God, Duffer's gone, or the players are going to react. I did think they would batter the next team, and they didn't have it. Well, they did. They battered them in a 1-1, if I remember correctly. But well, that's kind of how these things go, because I thought Duff had completely lost the players, completely lost the plot. The energy that he won the league on with those players, that energy started to turn toxic I've seen it happen before. It's Jose, Portuguese, not Spanish. Jose Mourinho, that was how he worked. It was the same style. I'm not saying this is good. It was the same style. And it only has a shelf life for so long. And with Duff, we saw it only had about, 3 seasons, was it? 4 years?
Yeah, and he tried to change this, and the problem was he tried to change the style of play this season to more possession based, and even though they did adapt to it quite well in terms of possession based, but they just were not as strong defensively and not as good going forward.
Anytime I watched Shels, I thought they looked much better on the ball. They kind of they passed the ball with a lot more authority than they had previously. But that energy, that the whole thing of being a bit like, the mad scientist, the genius, the whole thing of making it, I'm about me. It's about me. I'll take all the pressure on my players by me. I'll come out with the quotes and all that. And people thought it was great. It started to get tiresome. And, stuff on the hill, like on the grassy knoll and all this kind of stuff. And he knew what he was doing. All the quotes and all that. Every now and again, you go, right, that's good. Every game, though, you come out with something that's like, nah, you're getting tiresome, pal. So you just imagine what was going on with the players. They just weren't reacting to it anymore. And Joey O'Brien has gone in and he's going about his work. And the best thing about it, Conor, is he's going about it quietly. He's just going about it quietly. Now, obviously, disappointing what happened against Karabakh, 4-0 in aggregate. Really lost that game at home. But, probably unlucky in parts of that game.
I think they have a lot of I do think they can take positives from the Karabakh game and say, when we were at home, the reality is they can look at that game, whether you agree or not, they can say obviously you'd be quite biased and you'd be quite, I wouldn't say delusional, but you'll always be a bit they'll probably say that first game we were the better team. And if you go off the night, you're like, they're a team that will qualify for the Champions League. I know, actually, if they win their next round, could be playing Ferran Forest in the playoff round, which would be a good test for them. But yeah, it could be a sort of thing like, well, if they get to Champions League, it shows that we're not actually that far off. And it's a good mindset shift to think that we can compete with anyone. And I do think they kind of needed that really to play against one of them teams. To think, yeah, they're seasoned pros in Europe and they do it every year, and we can go and we can compete. And I do think obviously the result in the end was not the ideal result at all, because it's a tough tie. But yeah, I do think they can take a lot of positives for how it played out in terms of on the pitch, rather than looking at, oh yeah, they lost 4-0 on the
Yeah, like it was a strange one, the game, because they started okay, then it went a bit pear-shaped, and then it was sort of okay again, and then they were actually on top.
Yeah.
And then it was just, they were absolutely on top, and then all of a sudden they just fell. And look, that, when you're playing a team at that level who are Champions League regulars, or the European they play regularly in football. They're normally in the group stage, aren't they? The Champions League, or they're in the Europa. Like, they're always thereabouts, aren't they? I don't have the history of Karabakh.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. It's like 11 years in a row they've qualified for Europe or something mad.
Yeah, so this season, season process, you said, and Shelbourne trying to find their feet. It's their first time. Actually, no, sorry, because they were cup.
No, they were in it last year. They were in Europe last season. They finished fourth. The year before, they beat St. Joseph's from Gibraltar. That was. And they played FC. They played FC Zurich last season. Remember, Armstrong Okuflex was playing against them, but they're a Swiss side. They're a good side.
But anyway, we'll talk a bit more about there. We're rambling on there a little bit. We'll talk a bit more about the European stuff. But yeah, Joey O'Brien, I think he's doing a good job so far. So hopefully,
I do think the good thing is, that because he's been there with Duff, he's seen all the positives and negatives to Duff's style. That he probably, because he's not the main man, he can see exactly what works with each player, and he's definitely taking stuff from Duff. There's no way he's not taking stuff from Duff that works, and his mentality and the way he works there, and definitely took a lot more positive than negative. But then he could make his little tweaks that maybe might work better in terms of maybe keeping players happy.
Probably also helps that he's not Duff with those players, because as I said, that style of management just.
Some players love it though. Some players, because they know Duff would die for his group of players until. Obviously, walked out in the end, but when it seemed like he would have, it seemed until he left, it seemed like he'd die for them group of players.
I died for my player. He actually said that. I die for these players. I would, and then he walked off on the eve of their first Champions League appearance in God knows 20 years or whatever.
I'd love to know what he's up to these days. I'd love to know, is he still watching Shels week in week out, or is he watching games, or Is he completely alienating himself from
I
football?
really hope that he's taken the missus out and he's spending time with his family. And like he was on about like I don't shower, I don't whatever, and all this. If we lose a game, like Jesus Christ, lad.
I'd say he completely just alienated himself from football because he doesn't use social media, which is a big positive. So I'd say he just has the
Yeah.
TV off, and it's probably anything really me do it. Maybe with League of Ireland, he's probably avoiding. I'd say.
Imagine him going down in the car. We popped in the garage now. It's a Shell garage. Going into it. Right, let's move it on. Next game we're going to talk about Super Pats, Super Saints. 2 goals there. Mason Melia and Conor Carty 2-0 winners over
Should we?
Waterford.
We got Martin on for this to talk about his experience.
Oh, we should. We
Yeah,
should
I
have,
think we
shouldn't
should.
we?
Do you want to ring
He
him?
was at it. He was down in Waterford, wasn't he? Yeah,
Yeah.
he was at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, enjoyed it. He was tell us what he thought of it, because I know you lads were chatting. I was too busy doing man work here in the house. So what was going
Yeah.
on?
Oh, because I was watching TV. It was actually a very, very good game. It was very end to end, and probably Pat's little bit of extra quality shown through in the end. Mason Mealy obviously opened the score, in which he was played on side, which was actually quite poor
I saw
defending in
his
the
goal.
end. Yeah, it was a good
Gorgeous.
finish. His movement was good, but the defender in the playoffs on side was quite poor, in fairness. And then Conor Carty got the second from a corner. Yeah, it was from a corner. It wasn't a free kick. It was a very good finish, actually. And because I was going to Manchester last Friday. I was like, no, it was the Friday before, and he was on my flight, and I was thinking he must be signing for some team in England if he's on my flight because he had a suitcase with him. I was thinking, who is he signing for? And I was like, I couldn't think who he would have went to because he was his third choice striker. Pats was thinking maybe he wants to go to somewhere in England and play a week in, week out in England, but I'm guessing he just must have been over for the weekend or something because he scored on Friday night and he played
God,
in
you
the
never
European.
switch off, do you? Going over
No,
to Drake and then who's he signed for? Maybe he's just going for a piss up.
yeah. I was asking people. I was trying to find out if he was or not, but I don't know. But he had a full on suitcase with him, like he had a proper suit, like a suitcase that you wouldn't be going for a weekend for, like, or you wouldn't be going for 1 or 2 nights. I think his past obviously we training and stuff, obviously. So I was thinking, but maybe he was just over for the night. He decided I'll take a big suitcase with me. Anyway, he could be
Nice.
moving things, and I could be breaking some news. It could come out here and before the transfer window closes. That
You're
he's
probably
signing for some
throwing him
England.
under the fucking bus.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a very good game away from that. Very good game, very end to end. Martin seemed to enjoy his experience at the RSC. I know he's been there before, hasn't he? And himself and Rep Tracker Keane went, and it was very end to end. Martin was just delighted to be in the presence of Stephen Kenny again. Surprised. I was waiting for a picture of himself and Stephen Kenny to come around with you, or a picture of him getting a picture with Keane with Mason Mealy or something. It's not like Martin to go to a game and not get a picture with someone at it. So maybe he didn't. He's just not telling us. But yeah, it was a good game. I think Martin, because obviously Martin isn't a regular League of Ireland watcher since he's based in England. But yeah, I think he really enjoyed it. You can see. I think he's seen the quality that it was a very high quality game.
Yeah, well, he's going to get a taste of it. He's going to get a bit of Europa League action, or Conference
No,
League
it's Europa
action.
League. Yep.
Europa League, apologies. He's going to get a bit of that when on Thursday. Looking forward to catching up with him. Actually, I want a word with you, Prendergast. No, that's all good. Yeah, no, we're really looking forward to that game. Good, actually. Yourself? No, you're not going to that game. Sorry, I keep forgetting. Oh, anyway, next one up. Last game, actually, we're going to talk about Shamrock Rovers 2-0 winners over Derry City. Rory Gaffney on the 67th and 65th minute. Champions elect, really, at this stage. 10 points clear, 10 games to go. Can't really see it. Yeah, Shamrock Rovers, like it was kind of a shame. It was looking like it was like at the beginning of the race, it looked like, oh my god, it was something like an 8-horse race, and then all of a sudden, Shamrock Rovers has just plowed on. Only lost one game in the last 5. But yeah, there you go. Derry stuttering. I like Derry, but they haven't won a game in 3. I like what they're about when they're not, well, not the club. Certain people are firing rockets at fans when they're not doing that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, Shamrock Rovers, I cannot see them. I think it's a bit like Liverpool, the Premier League. Where's my water? You took me water, Connor. Oh no, it's over there. Can't reach it. Yeah, I think it's over now, isn't it? That's it.
Yeah,
Goal, like the goal there, like even a goal difference is just miles ahead of the next team. Like they're just too good this season. They really are.
yeah, they're a top side in fairness, and that we can argue to be the greatest League of Ireland side ever, really, because they just win and win and win and win and doing it in Europe, doing it in domestically. They're basically beating, you'd say, the second or third best team with ease. It wasn't. I know it was at home, but they made it look easy. They have so many options. They were taking lads off the bench. Like Jack Byrne wasn't there, Victor Osenvuna wasn't there, like Michael Noonan was on the bench, Graham Burke wasn't playing, like, and just made it look easy against a very good Derry side. So um, yeah, they're an excellent side. I think they're making an argument to be the greatest League of Ireland side ever, really, because they're just getting better and better. And even they brought Conor Malley on, who they signed on loan from Sligo, and there was question marks whether he would be a fit or not, and hit the crossbar from 40 yards out and looked very good. Obviously, technically, he's a brilliant player, but there's been questions over his attitude at Sligo. But they've took a punt on him because they wanted him at the end of the transfer window, the last one before, and he seems to be. He'll probably fit in like a glove there, and yeah, it's just they're just unstoppable, really.
Yeah, they really are. I can't see them slipping. I know I'm going to get absolutely battered with a text message there, but yeah, Shamrock Rovers absolutely smashing at the moment. Let's have a look at the league table, and we're going to talk about the European stuff. So that's where we are. Shamrock Rovers, 10 points clear, top spot. They've all played 26 games. They're 10 points clear with 52 points. Behind them, Bows, 42. Third place, Derry, 41. Drogheda, fourth place, 41 as well. Fifth place, Shelburne on 38. Sixth place, St. Pat's on 35 points. Seventh place, Waterford on 33 points. Eighth place, Galway United on 29 points. Ninth, Sligo Rovers on 26 points. And Cork City propping up the table. A bit of drift there. 8 points adrift on 18 points. Yeah, so not looking good for Cork and looking very good for Shamrock Rovers. So a little bit of European action before we wrap up here. Of course, Rijeka, Croatia team against Shelburne. That is in Croatia. That is on Wednesday, 7:45 kickoff there. And of course, Balkany. Kos. What's
Kosovo.
KOS? Kosovo. Oh, Christ, yeah, Kosovo. Oh, I almost knocked my camera off. Kosovo, of course, they're at home to Rovers. And then St. Pat's, the game we're going to, well, Martin and myself, they're at home to Besiktas, of course, of Turkey. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the manager. There's a 7:45 kickoff. It's kind of funny because I think, well, all three of those games we played in Tala.
Yeah, there should be. I think, yeah. It looks that way. I don't know where else they're going to play it, unless I remember we said about the ODS. But if they can imagine they'll just play Shels next Wednesday and Ropes next Thursday. And I guess that's just the way they'll do it. And Tala will make loads of money. But yeah, it's a beauty of having the council at Tala. But the council will make loads of money and then reinvest it. No, they won't. But yeah, it's hopefully things kick on for all teams this weekend. The draw obviously was made for the next round. That if Shels don't advance past Rekia, which is going to be a very tough tie, they'll play Linfield or Vikingur from Faroe Islands in the playoff round, which you'd expect to probably be Linfield. And it could be a trip up to Windsor Park for Shels again after the last tie, which would be a madness, isn't it? Playing them twice in the playoff and twice in the way to group stages. And could you imagine the loss this time around when they were miles clear of them? It would be just their luck, wouldn't it? But no, yeah, very, very good draw. That's a very good draw for them. Pats think if they play is like Astana or one of the Swiss teams, the team that Jim Ratcliffe actually owns, I think so, what it is. And then who's their team? Rovers play either Larne or Santa Clara from Portugal. So it'll be Portugal, most likely them, which is a tough tie. I know it's definitely not a tie to be scared of, but it still is a very tough tie when you play them sort of teams from Portugal. Like,
real measure stick actually to see where League of Ireland are, to be honest. playing it.
Yeah, it would be well, especially Rovers in particular, because Rovers are our, what would you say, shining light, and they're kind of like our Carabag as such. Would you say they're kind of our Carabag, where they're not light years ahead of everyone else, but there's a sizable difference where you'd fancy them against a lot of teams to play against.
Yeah, really good side there. So, best luck to all three teams involved. Of course, I will be with Martin at the game in.
I hope that doesn't. I hope Pats play as well this Thursday night against them as what they did against Istanbul Başakşehir last year at home, when they should have been probably 2-0 up after 15 minutes and they just couldn't score.
Well, hopefully they bloody well do score. It's going to be mad back in Tala. I can remember, because I'm down the road from Tala, where going past when that stadium was half built. It was just a concrete stand for years, because there was a row with the GAA and the council and the club. Mad. It's wonderful when you go back and you see it. Back to one of the old stomping grounds of my good self. But that'll be good crack anyway. Right. Let's have a look at the fixtures. So, Friday, 8th of August, Derry City hosts Cork City. Drogheda United host Waterford. Shelburne on Saturday, my birthday, will host Bohemians in a Dublin derby. And then on the Sunday the 10th, you got Galway United at home to Shamrock Rovers. And then you have St. Pat's at home to Sligo as well. Sunday the 10th, eh? I might pop up to that. That's a bit mad, actually, that no game on Virgin Media. What's happening there, Conor?
I don't know.
Interesting. So Virgin Media are not showing, unless somebody used on the graphics, Conor.
No, it wasn't a
wrong.
I actually don't know. There must be a reason. Is there something on this weekend at home?
Must be the European games, isn't it?
No, she don't have the rights to it.
Anyway,
actually,
I don't know.
I don't know. I'll check after this, but it seems a bit odd.
Get on it, Conor.
Unless there's a Monday night game after that or something that they're going to show, but yeah.
Well, there you go.
You're going to go on Sunday, are you?
Oh, we'll see. I might be feeling quite League of Ireland. It depends if I go.
Owen Elding before he heads off.
Yes. Yeah. Well.
Versus Mason Media, the battle of the two. Will be best youngsters in the league at present.
Yeah. No, it'd be a hell of a game. Back to Richmond Park. I haven't been there in years. Anyway, listen. We're gonna leave it there, but before we go, just a reminder, please like the video, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, head over to our Facebook, Instagram and our Twitter account, head over to lansdowneroad.ie, that is lansdowneroad.ie, and also if you want to really support the channel, you can donate in the coffee link below, or you can head over and subscribe to Lansdowne Roar Plus, where you can get some extra content. We're gonna do Roar Retro. We're going to do the State of Play, which is a global football thing. Just kind of stuff that's going on in the world of football. And also, you can, if you want, you can have your own podcast episode where you sit down with us and tell us your story in wherever green is worn. And we'll share that interview on the regular YouTube channel so you can share your story with everybody. And we're actually going to get it. We are Irish football's most interactive podcast, aren't we, Conor?
Yeah, we have an exciting announcement coming out this week.
And a big announcement coming out this week as well. And also, if you want to win a Roma jersey, sign up to Lansdowne Roar Plus and you will be entered into that competition. And you can win a Roma jersey, home or away. It is absolutely your choice. You have up until midnight, August 31st, to enter that. I will announce the winner live here on our stream on the 1st of September. Anyway, we're going to leave it there. I'm David Dunn. He is Conor McAvoy. This is Lansdowne Roar, League of Ireland Review. And you're lovely. I'll see you in Tala.